will be the first young diva selected this year in the NFL draft? Will it be Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, or comment below your pick? Welcome back to the
Ooh.
Fantasy Football Channel. We are in off-season dynasty mode, talking rookie divas pre-NFL draft. Watch out, world. There is nothing like a juiced-up 20-year-old man behind the wheel of a Lambo heading down your streets. How'd your kids? How'd your wife? Adam, how you doing?
Oh, I love that. We're doing wonderful. It's a late night out here. I am surprised you are still awake and kicking, and I love it.
Oh,
Love
I mean,
love the Lambo joke with the 20-year-olds, by the way. That's too close to
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Too close to home for those young athletes out there. Alrighty, folks, we are going to break in here with a little bit of a throwback of Come On Man, combined with the biggest wide receiver bust of all time that we want to talk about. I'm going right on into it. Josh Gordon, the weed man himself, essentially destroyed his career over a substance that is no longer even tested for. Come on now. Megatron himself said how much he ripped weed before games and did it his whole career, and yet they got Josh. Josh couldn't lay off the weed. Come on, man. Moving right along, we got Darius Hayward-Bay, 7th overall pick in the 09 draft, drafted before numerous superstars, and this is such a classic Raiders move. He struggled with drops, failed miserably to become a top 10 wide receiver, never once eclipsed 1,000 yards, got real close to with 975 in 2011. Come on, Darius Hayward-Bay. Last but not least, Kyle, we got John Ross, the speed man himself. This one takes the cake for me. Drafted in 2017, number 9 overall for the Bengals, an absolute speed demon. And let me tell you, he used that speed to run right to the damn bench and to be left for dead. In his 6-year career, he never caught more than 30 balls in a season, and he finished with 63 catches and 963 yards in his 6-year career. Come on, man.
Yeah. Those are some great ones. Josh Gordon, like, he was so good when he was out there, though.
Could have been just...
He was always a guy you'd want to have on your fantasy bench if you could. Just never know. I think he had those criminal charges one year. Like, we all wanted to roster him anyway.
Yep. It's when you can get him in like the 8th, 9th, 10th round. Is he going to play? We don't know. But if he does, you got him.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right, people. We are talking a few young rookie receivers today on the show for the Dynasty squads. Redraft too, but we're not quite there yet to how these guys are going to fit for redraft. And this is pre-NFL draft, so we got to see the landing spots. We got to get that sweet clarity. But here we are. We're putting them on your radar. We're talking about them post-combine. Thank you for the players that actually participate in the combine. We do appreciate that. The metrics we're going to at today. Some of it we're going to reference just NFL.com, prospect combine rank, prospect overall grade, the 40 time if they did it. We'll get college stats, their physical size, and then some notes from the tape that we see. Starting out right now, we have this as a top 6 and not final, early top 6 and not in an exact order, but I think we are leaning toward a consensus. Carnell Tate for the number 1 diva between the two of us. Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. They do make some good receivers there. 6'2", 192 pounds. He's a little skinny. Production score, 78. Athleticism score was low as 65. Combined total of 77 is what he is here. Combine wide receiver ranked 10th. Prospect grade 6.7. His official 40 time was 4.53 at the combine. Adam, why don't you tell us a little bit more about that 40 time?
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that when he's playing in college ball, he looks like a man amongst boys out there, and without a doubt looks like the clear number 1 college wide receiver. And then come combine time, his athleticism starts to wane a little bit, and we have some interesting things with this. He ran a 4.53, confirmed, as we said. However, there were some politics involved within this with his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, and Adam Schefter, because the official time was 4.53. Not many hours after that, Adam Schefter got on the old tweeter, and he tweeted saying, we hand clocked it, and many scouts had him sub 4.5, which is complete BS and a clear draw that Drew Rosenhaus texted Schefter and said, hey, we don't want his draft value to tank since he ran not sub 4.5. So can you please send a tweet out there saying he's faster than what he really ran it? It's a shame that we can never escape politics in any realm of this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And why he's currently the number one prospect that we have currently. Polished route runner, strong hands. He's got really great hands, wins at all the levels. And of course, Ohio State is a great college for putting out
Breeds them.
receivers.
Breeds them. Pipeline state for them wide receivers.
And his biggest thing that I've seen has been elite separation. And when I went back and watched the tape, he's got great hands and he's always freaking open.
And clearly, he ain't doing it with speed, which tells you it's his route running. You know, I mean, obviously, he's not that slow. He's not slow, but nonetheless, he's doing it with route running and his ability and getting people to lean certain ways and breaking the other way. Very good route runner, which is going to help him be. I think he'll be really good in the NFL. Don't get me wrong, regardless of the 40-time shenanigans.
Yeah, and we asked ChatGPT for a comp. ChatGPT saying CeeDee Lamb. I think he's more like a Garrett Wilson. I think he kind of looks the type. He's got a similar build, similar skill set, not the fastest, but he's got great hands and he can separate and he can get open.
Sure, I think Garrett Wilson's a little faster than he is. I think because Wilson's faster than CD, but nonetheless, we'll take it. We'll take that.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Tate?
No, I definitely think he's a clear number one. If you need a wide receiver and you're getting a dynasty draft, he's who I'd take for sure.
Okay. Why don't you talk about the next guy who many think could be the first drafted receiver? I want to look up. Keep going.
Makai Lemon, 5'11", 192 pounds out of USC. His production score was 91. Athleticism score 70. Total score 85. He ran a 4.42 and a 4.5. So we'll go with the lighter one and say 4.42 on his 40-yard dash, which is awfully speedy. In his last year at USC, he eclipsed over 1,000 yards, 1,100, 14 yards per reception, and 11 receiving touchdowns for this guy. He's more of a speedy one, in my opinion. He's more quick, good at route running as well. Not someone I'm reaching for in the first round of a dynasty draft, though, however.
Yeah, just real quick, G. Wilson did run a 4.38 combine, so G. Wilson is faster.
Yeah.
Makai Lemon, 5'11", 192 out of USC.
Did that.
You talked about his stats here. What I like about him is he's good like in the middle. He can catch over the middle. He's not a huge guy. He's a good after catch runner. And a good contested catch guy. He is kind of small. So those are kind of my notes on him. He did eclipse over 1,000 yards last year, 11 touchdowns.
Yep.
So 74-yard long. So the guy can run.
Oh, yeah. I kind of view him as a good slot receiver. Kind of like think about like a New England Patriots slot receiver where they get him the ball and let him run around like a little deer out there. It's kind of what someone's going to need to do with this cat. Get him in the slot, get the ball in his hands early, and let him run, and don't let him get hit by a middle linebacker.
Yeah, production score 91, which is really high from NFL.com. Athleticism score combined or 70, combined 85. Combine rank third, prospect grade 6.7. I think that's also what Tate was. So all comparable on a lot of that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this guy? A lot of people have either one of these guys going as a first diva, and even the next guy.
Yep, absolutely. You want to lead the next guy? You want me to? Good old Tyson.
I'll talk about Jordan Tyson. This guy's a little taller, 6'2", slightly bigger, just over 200 pounds out of Arizona State. Production score 80 on athleticism, so he's scoring more athletic than those other two guys, as well as production. And overall 77, combine rank 13th. Oh, no, sorry, that was looking at the next as first. So Jordan Tyson's combine rank is first for wide receivers. Prospect grade still 6.46. He did record a 4.5340. So again, not the fastest guy either.
Nope. None of these guys are first speed demons.
Yeah, but this guy is definitely the most athletic, the most Josh Gordon-esque of these three from the tape that I watched. And unfortunately, he does have the injury history. He's had some knee injuries, and he's had some nagging hamstring injuries last year as well. That's why his production wasn't as good last year. 700 yards last year. 2024, he had over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. So he had a dip in production last year. Missed a few games due to injury. But I honestly think of the three here, this guy has the most upside.
It's interesting.
I don't like the injury history, though.
For sure. And, it's hard to speculate now. But the biggest thing that stands out with this guy is similar speed as the other two, way stronger. This guy repped up 26 reps on the bench press.
Yeah,
He is
he's
a
way
man
more
amongst boys
athletic.
out there. He's going to be your outside,
Yeah,
true X who can take the fly route, push some strong DBs around if he needs to, go for that jump ball at 6'2". So he could definitely be, an alpha with his strength if he can get there and kind of figure out some of the smaller things in the NFL as he goes.
yeah, definitely more than those first two. He's got a better chance at succeeding on the outside, I think.
That'll play, baby.
And a lot of people have him as the number one as well, and he probably would have been higher if he didn't have the injury and the lack of production last year.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of those injuries, right? These guys are 20 years old, for the most part. They're going to have a year to rest up with the best medical staff in the world. Like, it's hard to, I know if you have injuries, it's important, right? But it's like, if you're this young, I think you kind of got to let that go and just hope for the best. You know what I mean? You can't be drafting wide receivers and be like, oh, he was injured once before, because someone that was never injured could easily get injured. So I wouldn't speculate and put too much capital into a previous injury when they have this much time to come back to full strength with the best medical staff in the world. That's
Okay,
my take.
what about Michael Penix? What about guys that have a history of knee injuries?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, it's going to be position dependent as well. Now, if you're talking, so like Michael Penix, if he was a wide receiver, I'd say absolutely not. You cannot have that kind of structural damage to your knee done that many repeated times. But he's a quarterback; he doesn't need to do all that cutting as much. But that's a good example. And how's that working out for the Falcons? Did he stay healthy the whole year? No, he did not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's an added risk to this guy due to his injury history.
Sure.
And I'm assuming a lot of people are thinking that same thing too, but he's definitely the most athletic. And I think he's got the highest upside out of these three.
Sure. So that's something where, people worried about his injuries, gets pushed down the draft. You get to get him at a value. That's the kind of mindset I'm looking for. A little more risk it for the biscuit for the value.
Yeah. I think Tate is kind of the safer pick.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. That's currently who we have in the top three-ish. Next up, the next few guys here, we have KC Concepcion out of Texas A&M, 6', 196, production score 75, athleticism 71, overall 77, combine rank 13th, prospect grade 6.4 as well. He participated in field drills, impressed his route running, secured passes. He skipped the time testing and the 40-yard dash, unfortunately, making business decisions again. What I saw from this guy is he's got good hands. He's got great quickness and great acceleration. He's also used special teams, punt returning, etc. That may carry over to the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't really see him being an elite like NFL receiver is how I look at it. I think him more as like slot or, kind of Swiss Army knife type of guy out
Yeah.
there. But he could
100%.
have fantasy value depending where he goes.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of Swiss Army echo where you're saying there, more of a guy you can use him where you want to. Think of what Sean Payton does with Marvin Mims, kind of someone like that. I'm not saying he's as fast as Marvin Mims, but just in terms of you're going to use him in certain areas, he's definitely going to be a punt returner and a kick returner. He also rushed the ball over his career, I think, for over 400 yards and three or four rushing touchdowns. So the guy is versatile. You can put him in different positions, put him in the backfield, float him around a little bit, kind of use him, like you said, as that gadget guy.
Yep.
Cool. Moving on. Denzel, Boston. Now we got some height out there for your high balls out of Washington. 6'4", 212 pounds. In his last year, he had 919 yards and 9 touchdowns. He also opted out of the 40. I would love to know his speed to see if he can be that true outside guy in the NFL. But after the advice of his agent, he didn't want to run it. So it makes me think he's a little slower.
Yeah, I think he is. His production score is 75, athleticism score is 71, overall 77 again. That's kind of funny. Combine rank 11th, prospect grade another 6.4. So these guys are this is like a tier of a very similar cluster of rated guys. However, I like this guy, and part of the reason I like him is, of course, his size. He's the biggest of these top guys, 6'4", 212 pounds. And when I watched the tape on him, I saw some Mike Evans out of this guy. So I saw some stuff there. Obviously, that's a huge leap to make, but I'm just saying, there is some comparabilities here. He's got good hands. You watch his highlights. You guys go tell me I'm wrong. I saw some of that. And
Somebody will. Someone will on the talk.
Very productive in the red zone his last 2 years in college as well. So, especially if you're in like a standard scoring league dynasty, I could see this guy having more value. But depending where he goes and depending his growth, I don't mind this guy as a rookie receiver.
There we go. Send him to Tampa Bay. Now they got rid of Mike. Let's get his newcomer. Have him fill those shoes right up in there.
I mean, I think it's another one of these guys that I just see has a little more upside.
Yeah.
Granted, his speed is, not the best. Um, but, I'm curious to see what actually you keep talking. I'll check out what did Mike Evans run at his NFL combine?
I'm gonna guess. Let's do a guess out there. He was fast. I mean, that was what, 12 years ago, a lot of years ago. I'm gonna go
Oh,
four.
that was a long time ago. I know our man just got paid, but that was a long time ago.
4.48's my guess on Mike Evans.
4.53.
Ooh, a little
Oh,
slower. Okay.
Yeah. And
Oh,
he can still get open. That's also what Tate ran.
interesting. That's a good comp right there.
But
That's
Tate isn't as big as Mike Evans.
No, he's not. He's a couple inches shorter, but
yeah.
in college, he kind of looks like Mike Evans out there, the way he dominates people. So
maybe like a real skin, like Mike Evans got real sick, and somebody cut him off his shins.
Well, now we're just talking about a whole different person. All right, last on this, Omar Cooper Jr., I might add, out of Indiana, 6 foot tall, 199 pounds. Finally, we got a 40-yard dash. That's respectable.
Hey!
4.42 for this guy. Look at him. He didn't have all the beautiful stats in the world, so he's like, you know what? Let me run this one and help my draft capital a little bit. And 4.42 ain't bad at all. He's got good hands, good speed. Could be a slot diva in the NFL again. It's about what I got on this cat.
Yeah, he had a good production score, just over 80, athleticism score 76. He had a combined 80 rank here from the combine, and fourth was where they're putting him. Prospect grade again at 6.4. His combine definitely boosted this guy's stock a little bit. Never eclipsed 1,000 yards in college. He did have 13 touchdowns last year, and again, Indiana Hoosiers, so they had a good season. He's got probably the best quarterback throwing him the ball.
They did okay.
But he looks good, right? And down the middle, deep crossing plays. This guy can certainly do it all. He's got good speed. This is someone I like to have a chance at being something like a slot receiver in the NFL, potentially. So I'm a little higher on him just I think the overall package here is pretty good.
Yeah, Omar Cooper's comp, they got Rashee Rice due to his impressive yards after catch, physicalness, speed, and toughness over the middle. So I like that one. I like that comp.
Yeah. So I like that comp. So, I mean, I like Boston and Tyson here just because they got a little more size to them and how they get that separation and can catch in the red zone. And I like this guy for just all around his ability to do everything, catch, run after catch, route run, all of the things. I like those. And then
you don't have to pay for as much. You can get that athleticism that you want.
Yeah. Yep. And then I also like Carnell Tate just because he reminds me a bit of who did I see? Wilson. Just because every time you watch him, he's like always wide open.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. These are what we got for the top 6 to start throwing on your fantasy dynasty draft radar. And then post draft will come out. We'll fine tune this stuff as we are digesting them, watching tape ourselves in this beautiful off season. Adam, what you got?
Folks, we are just over a month away from the NFL draft. And starting in about a week or two here, we are going to be starting with our NFL team breakdowns to get you ready for the fantasy football season. That's all I got.
That'll be sexy. All right, anyone watching this, we're calling you out. Which rookie receiver are you feeling this year? And that's all, folks. We'll catch you guys in the next one.